I'm my brother's keeper. I'm my sister's guide. Standing here together with nothing left to hide. We lift each other up when the world feels torn apart. We're keepers of the flame. We're the healers of the heart.
All right. Hi there. Welcome, everybody, to My Other's Keeper. Say hello to my good friend, Bryan. Handsome man that he is.
How y'all doing?
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is nothing that no sad fishing. Well, there'll be some sad things to it, but this is good news.
This is great news. This is hope.
Especially with everything. Hope. Yes, it is. And that's the double-edged sword too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the kicker.
Hi, Crystal.
Hey, Crystal, how's it going? So
nice to see you.
So yes.
This is let's just chat about what's going on in your life, and then we'll wait for some people to show up, and we'll talk to them about what's on the horizon here. Well, so you are headed back to school.
Hopefully. As usual, life is as usual. Well, there's the whole I've been wanting to get back into school for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Actual brick and mortar, because I seem to do better with an actual classroom setting versus just virtual, because if you look at my transcripts, most of the colleges I've been to over the past 20 years or so, all the virtual ones, it's hit or miss. But when I was in New Mexico, I took some classes at New Mexico State University, and I did good in them. I enjoyed them, and I want to get back into that. It's a social thing too. There's many layers of the many reasons why I want to do it. I want to finish what I started 30 some odd years ago, for one. Because I dropped out about 30 years. I dropped out of UCA, and that's the University of Central Arkansas. It's not like people don't know where the hell I live, because I write about my hometown.
You do. You kind of sort of really do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm easy to find, hard to get to.
Yes. Like my province is easy to draw, hard to spell. It's literally the only rectangle you'll find on almost any map. It's exactly a rectangle.
Yeah. Long story short, long time ago, dropped out of UCA. Want to go back and finish what I started, So I was wanting to a couple of years ago, and then that's when I had my accident, and I was strung out and not thinking straight, and went on my little journey of having a warrant for my arrest, and not going to court like a good boy I should have. And then now we're here, and then I got my car. And I'm able to build from there. So a week or so ago, applied for school for readmit. They sent me an email. I got to get some paperwork done to get in. And to answer your question, Crystal, you'd think I wanted to do a creative writing program, but no, I want us to do a history program with a creative writing minor. Main reason is the language requirements at UCA. You had to get a bachelor's of arts. You have to have 9 credit hours in language, and I'm barely good at American, let alone. If they do sign language, maybe I could fudge it that way, because I do have some sign language credits for when I went to the New Mexico State. But I'm a history person too, as everybody knows. That's my two things: literature and history. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to get a bachelor's in history with a teaching certificate. So the Veterans Administration's vocational rehab hopefully will pay for that part. Then I'm going to go get my master's in poetry at UCA because they have a master's program using my minor and using my GI Bill.
Ah,
That. So I plan on being. I'm 52. I'll be 53 in March. I plan on being a student until I'm 60.
yeah.
So and,
He and
and
I are, I think, only like
yeah,
2 weeks apart in age.
yeah,
So yeah,
March 16th.
yeah, and I'm on the 6th. So yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's
oh yeah. Your
10 days.
birthday and my best friend's birthday is the same day, and David Gilmour from Pink Floyd is on your birthday.
Huh.
Hmm.
Okay.
I did not. I thought.
Thank you for posting all of these channels in the chat.
Yes,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
So
Yes.
that's kind of where I'm at right now as far as that. So getting back into, I've been going to poetry readings. There's one down in Hot Springs on Wednesdays. I go to that. I've been going to that one about once a month. Tomorrow night they're having one at this place called the Rogue Roundabout in Conway, and it's a open mic. I'm wanting to go to that. Hopefully, I'll be able to. I've been doing a lot of live streaming on my channel because of
You
the
have
yes,
first thing in the
that is
morning.
just wonderful. Thanks to the village and all that stuff. Yeah, I got the idea basically New Year's Day when I was doing that in the morning and I was playing that stuff and and that's when I got the idea. And a couple days later, I'm having a blast doing it. So
Isn't
things
it
are
fun?
in the right in I call it riding the wave. I'm kind of like here
Mm-hmm.
on an upswing.
Mm-hmm.
So just taking it day at a time as far as all that goes.
That's awesome. Oh, that is so
So
awesome. And you are making the music to go along with historical poems, correct?
yeah, what I do, I take a classic poem, a historical poem, Wordsworth,
That's the word I'm looking for.
Shakespeare,
Classic. Yep.
Poe, just something old and good, and plugging it
Mm-hmm.
into the Suno music AI, and doing a live reaction basically show, and then
Okay.
I supplement it with like epics. Like what
Mm.
really brought it about was I took Samuel Taylor Coleridge is one of my favorite poets in the Romantics,
Okay.
especially the Romantics, because him and Blake, and I really loved the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and I was like, how would this sound if I put it in there? So I cut it up because it's really really long, and I turned it into an hour and a half musical suite. It would make a
Yes.
great soundtrack for a movie or whatever. But I played that over 7 days because it's seven
Yep.
parts and stuff, and it kind of just flowed in there, and I started doing that, and just I'm having a blast, and that's all. That's the main thing I'm concentrating on. And then I
Oh,
got
that's fun.
my.
I do catch it every now and then. I'm usually
I
headed back to
appreciate.
bed around
Yeah,
6:30 in the
yeah.
morning.
I decided to start doing it about that time because um,
Mm-hmm.
it's early enough. It's early enough to like for example, T's here. She'll show up. It's early enough for our Aussie friends. Their evening.
Yes. Hi, T. Good
It's
to see you.
it's like and then our friends across the pond. It's late lunchtime, and then it's the morning here. It's a little bit early for our West Coast peoples, but we get
Yeah.
them there and stuff. So it's kind of it was kind of like an okay time, and I go get
Kind
breakfast
of
and then
a
come back. Yeah, and it's kind of I'm kind of treating it organically, and I can always change it up if I need to. But live in the morning seems really a really cool thing. And then I got these. Got me some business
look at
cards
that.
there, so I can plug my YouTube channel out in the real world.
Yes, absolutely.
So yes. So
Now,
that's
have you made a theme song for your channel yet?
No. I'm actually if I can. There was this really hilarious one called The Believer. I forgot exactly who it was by, but it was really short, very weird. It sounds like how the one person described it sounded like a bad karaoke performance piece. And it caused me to freaking to just laugh to laugh my ass off and stuff. So if I can figure out to do a video to it, maybe, I don't know, but I'm not too sophisticated. I'm not looking to be too sophisticated in I'm simple, and it's I want the work itself to be highlighted and stuff. So
yes,
and who knows? Maybe I've been working with a little bit with Canva. That's how I designed that.
That's all I did with my intro. The video is just a Canva video.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I did that and then put it together. Misha showed me how to do that, and then put it in StreamYard. Yeah,
but I'm actually got some videos to tutorials I've looked up for Canva and stuff. So who knows?
Indy wants to make you a song.
Well, we'll talk offline. We'll talk offline, Indigo. We'll talk offline. But yeah, so it's things seem to be moving. Because
You've got a lot of things moving, a lot of moving parts. I like
a lot of things in motion, and it's not just because I got the car.
Well, what a wonderful place to start. That was.
But that does help. That does help.
That was awesome.
This community is just like I've said more than once. When you're down and out, and you ask for help, who's got your back.
Yeah,
and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah. And one of the places that this is being streamed to, it's going to my channel, it's going onto my Facebook, but it's also going on The Village. And that's a group of content creators who are here to have each other's backs. And politically, religiously, ideologically, we may not agree at all on anything, but I will fight for somebody's right to say and do what they're going to say and do, because I want them to fight for me to have my rights to do the same. So, and as long as we can have each other's backs, that's the way to go.
So yeah, basically that's things in motion, and out of this, I exiled myself from the world a couple years ago, basically entered a chrysalis, and through time and circumstance, I'm coming out of it, and here we are.
Here you are. So what's the latest news that is new and
okay, as most people in this chat know, they've probably seen my story. I had a very chaotic childhood upbringing experience. In some ways it's textbook, yada yada yada. I'm not going to go too into detail, but I'm a classic example of CPTSD, childhood complex post-traumatic stress. And over the years, I had questions about stuff, the physical aspects of all that, because when I get anxiety paralysis, that's the best way to describe it. As this guy, it starts in the pit of my stomach, it goes up the chest, grabs the heart, and then I feel it in my neck and shoulders. And it doesn't help that I injured my neck and shoulders and stuff, this side and left, when I was in the Navy. That's one of the things I get my disabilities for. That's one of my disabilities. So it doesn't help that I carry my. I remember mentioning it more than one occasion to various counselors and through therapy, mention it, and then last year, when in the anti-Scientology community, this guy Jamie Mustard came on the scene, a bunch of stuff clicked into place. There's a meme going on around a lot about being in fight or flight. Well, I have been in fight or flight since I was 2.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. My parents were messed up. My dad, violent, alcoholic, mean. My mom, stupid things. Married another one, did blah, blah, blah. So I saw a lot of alcohol-fueled violence. The sexual molestation that happened with my brother. Like I said, textbook, one thing compounding on top of another, being teased and as a kid, not being able to handle it well, blah, 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 blah. So things clicked into place. And I'm like, maybe that is something I should talk to my doctors about. Because one of the people in the anti-Scientology community, her name's Cheryl Fullerton, she goes by Feral Cheryl. She's got an amazing story in and of itself. She had it done, because Jamie Mustard did the rounds with Aaron Smith Levin and Natalie Webster and all that all those peoples to get the word out and everything. And he was talking about this procedure called stellate ganglion blocking. Okay, it attacks the physical symptoms of PTSD, whatever I for injury, because what we've learned over the past 30 years or so is the mind-body connection, and it's I don't know how far the FDA has gone as far as approving it for whatever, but that's something that I'm not too versed on. But she had it done through the chronic pain side because the procedure was developed 100 years ago to treat chronic pain and numbness in extremities, specifically, from what I understand, for women. And what they do is they use
menopause in particular.
What they do is they use the steroid that they gives you guys when you have kids for an epidural, and they shoot it in here in your neck, and that numbs and resets those clusters as stellate, star-shaped ganglion mass gang of nerves that when you experience trauma, either sustained over a period of time or whatever, that's where your fight or flights, fight, flight, freeze, fawn, however many F alliterations they want to put in there. That's where a physical manifestation of it is. And they discovered that one of the side effects of that procedure for chronic pain was a lessening of PTSD symptoms. And that's what I'm hoping that it helps for, because I have chronic pain. I do have chronic pain. It's something I kind of live with and stuff. That's, like I said, it's one of the reasons I have, one of the things I draw disability for. I'm hoping not only that it helps with that, but I'm using this loophole to get it done. And
I'm not sure it's a loophole. I think it's more of an entry point. A loophole means you're lying to get something done.
Well,
and
it's like they prescribing something for one thing to treat a different thing, basically.
That's right. Yep.
But
Yeah.
with the VA, right, I had to go this route because yesterday I went to the psychiatrist that they had. That was my initial appointment with the guy. Really nice fella, really happy guy. It's really refreshing to actually meet someone that's just genuinely happy, you know.
Nice.
He did. We did a little research and everything because I had the book with me and went over the story and all that other stuff, and he was fascinated. He started asking questions, and he did the, you know, I asked him if, you know, he answered a couple questions that I have. The VA only does it for and it is a stellate ganglion blocking shot. It's not. It's so what they'll do is they'll use an ultrasound and they'll go in there. They'll do a local anesthetic, ultrasound, and then they'll I don't know if they're going to do here, which one they're going to do, which side or whatever, but that's the procedure. And the reason I know it's that procedure is because when all this was happening when I was in the military, of course I was going to doctors a lot, and before I decided to just suck it up and go about my business and do my job, they offered me the shots, and I turned them down.
Because you didn't know.
I did not know.
Right.
I thought I was anxious about having a needle in my neck because I
have just into the chat put the link for the clinic where Bryan is going to go, and for more information.
Going to that clinic.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay. That's where I would go. I'm not doing VA, so.
Okay. I'm actually having it done at the VA hospital in Little Rock. Yes. Now there are the stellate centers. That might be what this is. That Jamie Mustard and them are part of. That's where, like, Nora, I think Nora Ames, in the anti-Scientology community, Nora Ames, Liz Ferris, Mike
Marilyn.
Brown. No, not Marilyn Honing hadn't had it done. I don't think so.
No.
No.
There's another. I thought there was another Marilyn.
No. They had that done there. Miriam Webster. Miriam. That's the
one.
Had it done in Australia. Our lovely T wants to have it done. Another Australian. Go to her fundraiser if you can find it.
Body Illusion, if you happen to have, or Indigo, if you happen to have a link to T's fundraiser, let's plug that in there.
Because she's wanting. So there's two ways you can have it done. The chronic pain. The side I'm having, the side of the aisle I'm having it done on, is a single shot, either one and done. I don't know how exactly the provider I'm going to go see does it. I'm going to approach them with this because Cheryl had 3 done over a 3-week period. One week, one the second week, and the third one the third week. I don't know, because she had it done for treating fibromyalgia, so that might have been how they did it, why they did it that way. I don't know. I'll find that out on February 6th. The other way to do it is they take, because you have 2 sets on either side of your neck at C2 and C7. They one day they at these centers, which costs about $2,000 American. They shoot one side one day, and then the next day they shoot the other side. So basically, it's $500 a pop. Which makes sense because doing it chronic pain wise, at least here in Arkansas, the price ranges between $500 and $1,000. If I wanted to go to a chronic pain clinic and pay for it myself and have it done that way, because they don't have one of those centers in Arkansas. At least I don't think so. I think the
No, they
nearest one
don't. Yeah.
would be Dallas or Memphis or somewhere in Tennessee or something. I don't know for sure. I haven't, but they wouldn't have one there. But they have multiple chronic pain clinics in Arkansas. And I was doing all this research. I was doing all this research and everything. I was doing all this research for it and everything. And I asked, it was last February, I went to a checkup, and I went to, I didn't get to see my own doc that time. I saw her nurse practitioner, and this woman had no idea what the hell I was talking about. And when I was talking to her about it, she was like, "That sounds like neurology, and your BMI is too high. They won't touch you." I'm like,
oh my.
"Huh?" I got kind of pissed. I got a little miffed about that. So I'm like,
Yeah.
And I didn't, by the time I was scheduled to see my doc again, that was when I was having that vehicle troubles and, without a vehicle again and everything. No way there. So I was fully prepared to go to the mats with my doctor.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, I don't know what it is, but tell me. And I went through the spiel and everything.
Yeah.
And that's when I remembered. That's when I remembered them offering it to me, because she was like, "Yes, we do this. It is," and she confirmed that it is the steroid that they use for epidurals. And she started reading it over, and it was just like, yeah. So I knew right then and there, despite the anxiety that no, because you know how pencil pushers can be, if you don't, especially in the VA is definitely a socialized medical entity. Okay. If you don't cross your T's and dot your I's and follow the formularies and everything, you're not going to get it. Okay. So it takes time.
Yeah.
And I was really surprised. I got at the end of the week, I had my appointment on the Monday the 13th, and on the Friday, the 16th, 17th, whatever, they called me up.
Wow.
And it was like, come in February 6th. And I'm like, yes, sir. So.
Wow.
That's where we are.
Bryan, I'm so excited for you.
I am too. I'm anxious too, because there's hope.
There is hope. T is talking about getting double needles over 2 days.
That's what she's going to get. That would be
right, and that is slightly different than what Bryan's getting.
That would be the duosympathetic reset, the DSR. I'm doing the SGB, the Stellate Ganglion Block. Just the potatoes, tomato, tomato. It's same species, different animal.
What T is getting done is usually done specifically for PTSD.
Yes.
And if you want to get into the science behind the PTSD, hold up the book again, Bryan.
It's called The Invisible Machine by Jamie Mustard. His name is Jamie Mustard, and this guy, Eugene Lipoff. He's a medical doctor, so it is actual legitimate medicine. And like I was talking about this to a buddy of mine the other day, and he just says, "Yeah, I've heard about it. This guy does a podcast and everything. One podcast that he listens to, the guy talks about it." So I'm like, "Yeah." So the psychiatrist, he told me the VA right now doesn't do it for PTSD, but they do it for what. It is definitely a stellate ganglion blocking that I'm getting for chronic pain. So I guess they got to catch up from where the U.S. military is doing it. But he told me that he's going to do some research. I see him in mid-March, and he's going to do some research with his psychiatrist network and everything within the VA to see if anybody's asked for it or talked about it. And you never know, it might start something rolling. Who knows? But given the current political climate here in the United States, I'm not for a little while until I'm not even going to go. I don't even want to go there because I'm way too happy right now talking about something good. But the concerns. You might, the audiobook, that would be cool. I've read a little bit of it, but I've heard Jamie Mustard's story. I've watched every single practically all of his interviews that he's done in the SBTV verse and everything. So, so I'm pretty versed on as well as I can be without diving into the book. But I bought it. I might as well finish reading it.
I did the audio book because I have tendonitis in both my wrists. So to hold a book open actually hurts my hands after not terribly long. So I can listen to books, no problem. And so I did listen to it. It is dry as a dust fart. Oh my word, it is dry. But it is good information and it is medically based. There's studies that are quoted. There's positives and negatives that have been discussed. So it's not just a glowing, ooh, you must do this, and that's, so I talked to my psychiatrist about getting what T is getting done. I talked to her about that. And there is an inventory that you would take to discuss PTSD. And 1 year ago, had I taken that test, I would have had all of the symptoms regularly enough you need to have a minimum of a score of 33. And a year ago, I would have had that score of 33, actually between 33 and 38. Now, because I've had this channel, because I've been able to talk to you folks, help you guys have your voice, you've helped me have my voice, I'm down at a 31. So I am PTSD symptomatic, but not. I have features. That's the word I'm looking for. I have features of PTSD. Hey, Misha, nice to see you. I have features and I don't qualify, which is double-edged sword.
Yeah, it is a double-edged sword. Double-edged sword. Hope is a killer. Hope is a killer. It can be. It can cut you. It can give you strength, and it can cut you to the bone. And I'm hoping that hope, because the thing I've dealt with most of my life is it all in my head? The inner gaslighting, the internal imposter, voice I hear, usually my mom's, suck it up. Stuff.
Just pull up your socks and get it over.
Pull it up by your bootstraps and move on, which is great advice and everything. But I don't know if my constitution is or whatever, but I'm one of those predisposed guys for being an introvert, and considering, like I said before, where I grew up, when I grew up, and who I grew up to with, and I'm lucky I haven't been institutionalized in some ways, but I keep them, I've always thought I've always knew that I can make it through, no matter how bad it seemed, plan on making it at least to 85. So, hey, Sophia
says you still got to process it to suck it up. She's not wrong.
Not wrong
she
at all.
She is not wrong.
Yeah, but my mom, she's one of those, she doesn't like to face her own demons. So, oh well.
She's also the generation where
mental
health was not discussed.
But she's of the early baby boomers,
Yep. Yep.
and her my grandpa was uh, battle fatigue, whatever you want to call it now, PTSD. He was a Marine in World War II and had to deal with, and so she had to deal with that, the generational trauma, her own crap, which translated to me, blah 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 blah. Yeah, like I said, it's textbook. But the hope that this will work, will actually help me with some of the things that I've had trouble with all my life. For example, school.
Yes.
School, which brings one of the things I'm anxious about. One of the reasons I did not finish classes, anxiety about performing academically. Performance anxiety of a different order.
That's right.
Am I good enough? Will I make the good grades? And then because it would manifest in me physically. I remember in high school. I was part of the Future Business Leaders of America here. It was a few of us, right? And I did a business law competition. Took a test, business law test, and I qualified for state. Just pulling the answers out my butt. Which was great. I had a couple months between regionals, more between local and state, and I got into arguments with my business teacher because I was a senior in high school. Part of it was senioritis, but part of it was actually being physically. It was like having this physical break when it came to just opening up the freaking textbook, which I'd already read, and studying.
Yeah.
So finally, she just gave up on me, and I went ahead, and I don't know how I did in the obviously I didn't do in the top 3 last time, but yeah, even way back then, and one of the reasons, that was a big reason why I did bad in classes. That's why I would fail classes. You can see on my college transcript where I would actually I was doing good here, but most of that, and it's been that way over the years, especially going to online classes, because it's the discipline that you need for that. I don't know. And part of that is the not wanting that feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
The what is it? Blah, blah, blah. Freeze and faint are the other two.
Fight, flight, fawn, freeze, faint.
Yes. And faint.
Mine is freeze and fawn.
Same here.
That's where mine freeze and fawn. That's textbook. It comes from just wanting everything to be nice and smooth. That's part of my middle way thing. That's exactly so. And then that disconnect I've talked about before between my brain and my hand and the page. This is one of my favorite lines I've come up with. I've composed masterpieces in my mind to have them just fizzle out by the time they get to the end of my pen. That's a pretty good line, ain't it?
I can't even. I'll have it in my brain, and I can't even say it out loud fast enough for it to come from the brain.
There is a physical element to that, and if that will help the tension in my neck, and that getting that out, it takes like getting up on stage to read, to get him. It takes a lot for me to do that, and I get better at it and everything. But sometimes it's all I can do to keep myself. I'll have the last time I did it, I had my phone here like this, and I didn't have my glasses, and I kind of messed up my I call it the very first poem I read flopped, and it was because I'm hoping that, and let alone going out and dating, physical.
And Misha's right. It hurts physically. Like
Does.
the amount of tension in your body physically
Mhm.
just tightens everything.
And I'll get these, and then I know it can manifest itself like I'm angry,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that
Yep.
I can, especially if I see a girl I'm attracted to, and then I'll just get angry because I know I can't do anything, and that kind of manifests itself, and I know it can turn people off.
Mm-hmm.
Here on a computer screen, it's easier. Exactly. Makes it real.
That's exactly right, Sophia.
Rejection.
Putting it on a page makes it real.
Yeah, and yeah, I experienced a lot of rejection growing up, and stuff. So yeah, again, it's textbook. But
See, for me, it's not fear of failure; it's fear of success. Because if I succeed, then I'm going to be responsible for having to do it again and again and again, and I don't know if I can do that. So that's actually a form of perfectionism.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that into it, and that does also come back to the manifestation of PTSD, especially the chronic one, the chronic, and then the procrastination. Huge procrastinator. Huge procrastinator. From with me, if it wasn't for the last, that was one of the things that actually really impacted my naval career.
Yes,
it really did. The procrastination did. There are times when I was in the Navy where I was feeling good and stuff, and things were going okay, and that kind of ended after I got married.
Yeah, that was a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's a whole another ball of wax right there. Whole different.
So if anybody wants to learn more about Bryan, look into my playlists, and he'll either be under Bryan, or he'll be under So Many Chats, or he'll be under The Men We Keep, or something like that.
Yeah, and I've done several. Well, this is like my 5th or 6th one with you, ain't it? And then I've done several with Keela over on Mental Health Matters.
Yeah.
So there's that too, and stuff. But yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, fear of judgment, because success means there's pressure. It's just like I joke about it on my show. My show, I have because they're live reactions. The first one, like if it's really damn good, which like this morning was really good. It's like I can only go downhill from there, but it sustained itself and stuff. But that's that's a joke. But it's all part of this messed up thing we are. And
and with Misha, she says her fear is rejection.
Yes,
exactly. Like that's actually very common with ADHD in particular.
Yeah, and
ADHD
I'm not.
People will have a fear of rejection.
I'm not ADHD per se. I know for a fact, because stimulants don't calm me down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they make me go 90 to nothing. So yeah, I have ADD tendencies. I get it naturally. I actually do get it naturally. Partially from my mom's side of my family. A lot of the people on mom's side of my family are scatterbrained. That's what I was scatterbrained, and that's exacerbated by the chaos, for lack of a better. So yes, there's reasons why I am the way I am, and hopefully, I'll become a better me. I don't know. Who knows? And it's scary.
Yeah,
it's scary. It's like, okay.
Oh yeah.
My pain actually, it does inform my art in a way. So am I going to lose myself? Am I going to lose that part of myself that makes me? Or am I going to be
I don't think you can.
I know that.
I think there's going to be enough memory there
But
that
that.
even if you don't have the pain, you'll have the memory of the pain. Do you know what I mean?
It'll be there. One of the things that Cheryl mentioned, because it's several months out, because she's done several ones. I think she did one with from Reconnecting, one of our Australian friends who's no longer around now for whatever reason. But she's done several videos about hers, and she said that because you've already got your pathways down, it makes them looser. And it kind of helps. If I remember right, it kind of helps you with the plasticity, I guess, and stuff. But I know I'll make it. I'll make it one, and I make it one day at a time.
Absolutely.
1 day at a time. That's sometimes it's 1 second at a time, but there is hope for the future too, which is something that I need, considering how messed up our planet is right now.
Yeah, there is that.
That whole thing, that whole part that impacts all of us, and that we all have concerns, but yes, with all the stuff, with all the wacky world we're in and all that stuff, I'm taking it one day at a time. And
so with that wacky world, I used to watch news all the time, and now I watch maybe half an hour in a day just to kind of get the highlights.
I hate to say it, but in a way I kind of but being an ostrich, because I know I'm just okay. I just I don't watch the news. It's just I don't know. I get informed. My friend John, my best friend. I usually a lot of his concerns couple with mine. He's a veteran and everything, so if things, he keeps me semi-informed, especially if something would impact me or him or something like that. So
absolutely, if something is going to be
yes. So I know a little bit about all the madness that's going around, the Gulf of America and Greenland and
Canada, the 51st state.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, well, I'm like 99.999% sure that'll never happen, but
the problem is that baboon says anything that comes to his fucking head, pardon my language, but that's all I'm going to say about that.
All right.
Anyways, anybody got any questions? I'm excited. I'll definitely February 6th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time is when I go to see the specialist.
So my February is pretty open there, my friend. I am expecting to have you on fairly quickly after.
Well, if we can, at the Thursday. So if you want to reconvene
on the 11th.
On the 11th.
How's that sound?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
And if something happens between now and then, but I'm excited. I'm glad that it's almost seems unreal in a way.
I know.
And then it just for it to happen so quickly too, because usually with a lot of referrals and stuff, it takes a couple weeks. Like I got some skin tags I want to get taken off because I hate them and they're nasty and stuff. So that took a couple weeks for me to get a referral for that. And I'm not in dermatology until sometime in April, but they got me in pretty quickly. Relatively speaking, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, less than that, 3 weeks, 3 weeks from that. So, because it's next week.
Okay.
Yeah, next week that I go see him next Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a little, it's a week and a half. Yeah, we can, 9 days away, and I got the, yeah. So that's a really good turnaround for the VA. Really good turnaround.
Is it ever?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Indigo, no, I don't even know if we did part 2, but even if we did a part 2, we can do a part 3. So absolutely, we should talk about doing that offline. There was something else I saw here that I thought I needed to address, and I'm trying to remember what it was, and I don't recall.
well,
The link that I put up for the Stellate, or for the clinic, okay?
Yeah.
That is, they will do the SBG, which is what Bryan's getting. They will also do the dual sympathetic reset, which is the one specifically for PTSD. Okay, so they'll do either or. Now,
so I don't know the clinics. I don't know the clinics that they have here in the United States, so I don't know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We don't have any of those in Canada, so we have to apply to go to the States.
You do.
Now, I actually did part of the application process. And if you go to Jamie Mustard's Instagram, just private message him and say, hi, I've heard about this and I heard your name regarding it. Can you give me any more information or whatever? And he'll say, okay, yeah, tell them you got information through my name, and they give you like 10% off.
Yeah, there's just they do discounts.
They give you, that's right. They'll give you a discount there. And so basically the intake interview is about $300 or so. So it will cost, they will give you back the price of the intake interview. So, and that's if you put in Jamie Mustard's name as where you found the information.
Excuse me. But yeah.
Hey, Shades of Gray.
Hi. Anybody got any questions or anything? Because it's pretty much. I'm excited. Anxious. A good anxious.
February is going to be a big month, isn't it?
Well,
wow.
For that, and then I've got, I got other crap I got to do, and tomorrow morning I got my show in the morning. I do that 5 days a week.
That's right.
And
so is there anything about this that you're nervous about?
That it won't work, or and
if it doesn't work, will you regret having it done?
No, not if it doesn't work the first time. If it doesn't work the first time, then I can complain about pain and have it done again. And then eventually I want to have the little set. I figure it will work. Well, maybe. Here, let me read it. Let me read something here.
Sorry.
Well, this might maybe a little bit.
Not claps.
It's called Rat Race 1 a.m. Okay. Here. It's 1 a.m. and I should be asleep, but I'm not. A state I find myself in more often than I care to think about. But that's all. That's always how it goes. The thinking just seems to kind of happen on its own. There's a background. There in the background, a rat running to nowhere on a squeaky hamster wheel. That if I could only just find that damned bottle of 3-in-1 oil, I might be able to fix it. To stop it from squeaking so much. To stop it from annoying me like it always seems to do. And maybe then I can get on with the rest of my damn life. Maybe just get to sleep.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is with the mind. Oh, yeah, it's such a wonderful thing. A wonderful thing that all I want to do, all I can't seem to do is get it to shut the fuck up. I sit down at the foot of the bed, I sit down and cross my legs. I sit down and I try to think. I sit down and I think of nothing at all, and the wheels on the bus go. Yes, they certainly do go round and round. The wheels on the bus go. Yes, they certainly do go round and round, and the wheels on the bus go, and they certainly do go round and round.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
They sure do.
Mm.
Mary Lynn, who happens to be my mother,
According
Bryan,
to,
you pardon?
Go ahead.
I was just going to read the question. Will you feel relief immediately? Do you know?
No. According to all the anecdotal evidence, it takes time. So and it's working out. It'll give me a couple months between the time I have it done and the time I start school. So,
yeah. Okay. So in that few months, at least there will be a period where you'll feel the difference if it's going to work.
And in the meantime, I'll be seeing the psychiatrist and my counselors and all that stuff. And and then I'm pretty sure it'll work. I don't. That universe, she is an interesting, isn't she? It's like things has just been clicking. So
yeah.
there's hope there, and that's what I got to concentrate on.
Hope can be either the best or the worst thing out there, isn't it?
It can lead you on, or it can cut you to the bone.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah,
hope is people will say that hope is bad when in fact it's the fear of hope that is the bad part. It's not the hope itself.
Well, if you read the Pandora's story, the only thing she was able to keep in the box was hope. And all the other things that got let out, she couldn't put back in. But the only thing that she kept was hope.
I've never actually read the story of Pandora.
I'm sort of familiar with it. I've not studied it intensely, but I know the basics of it, and I've read it a long time ago. And there's actually a really good great courses. I don't know if you know what that is. This is you can get college level courses. I have a subscription, Great Courses Plus. There's online, and they actually have a thing that goes over Pandora and Prometheus because they're kind of related. But yeah,
okay,
yeah, and we'll talk about that's the thing for another day. We can talk about Greek mythology later.
Different subject for a different day.
Yep.
All right, Aria, have a good night. Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
cautious optimism, absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
Trust
hoping,
but verify.
But being well aware.
Yep. That's why I tend to be a half glass full type of person. No, a half glass empty. Half glass empty until I find out it's half full.
That's right.
That's why that way the only surprises are pleasant.
Yes.
Well, I'm my brain's done, so but we've covered basically everything.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bryan, for
thank you for having me.
Opening up to us about this and giving us information and something to look forward to on February 11th. We will be seeing him again at least by then.
And if you want to show up tomorrow morning for my show and go on my little journey I'm on.
6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time. That would be 12:30 GMT and like 8:30 in Perth, Australia area. So, yay.
8:30 a.m. Yep.
PM.
Awesome. So, PM.
PM. Yes, Perth, Australia,
yes.
Western Australia is 14 hours ahead of Central Time, Central
Yes.
U.S. time. Yay! All right.
All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming, everybody. I am so grateful for you all. And we will talk to you later.
Definitely.
Enjoy the outro written and recorded by our own Awakened by the Looking Glasses Reflection. Love the song. Okay. Bye-bye.
We come from different paths, but we're not alone. Carrying stories in the shadows, aching to be shown. Through the pain and healing, together we will rise. With every open heart, we see through clearer eyes. You are my brother, my sister, my friend. In this space, the broken pieces mend. No hate, just love and hands to hold. A place where every soul is bold. I'm my brother's keeper, I'm my sister's guide. Standing here together with nothing left to hide. We lift each other up when the world feels torn apart. We're keepers of the flame, we're the healers of the heart. Some come with scars, some come with dreams. In this circle, we're more than what we seem. No judgment here, just voices to be heard. Through laughter, through the tears, we find every word. I'm my brother's keeper, I'm my sister's guide. Standing here together with nothing left to hide. We lift each other up when the world feels torn apart. We're keepers of the flame, we're the healers of the heart. When the darkness calls, we'll light the way. When the darkness calls, we'll light the way. No one here has to face it alone today. No one here has to face it alone today. We're stronger as we stand, hand in hand. We're stronger as we stand, hand in hand. With love in our hearts, we heal this land. With love in our hearts, we heal this land. I'm my brother's keeper, I'm my sister's guide. Together we'll find peace, no need to hide. We lift each other up when the world feels torn apart. We're keepers of the flame, we're the healers of the heart. I'm my brother's keeper, I'm my sister's guide. Our sister's guide. Together we'll find peace, no need to hide. We lift each other up when the world feels torn apart. Well, we're keepers of the flame, we're the healers of the heart. We're keepers of the flame, we're the healers of the heart.